The topic of this video is going to be based on a user comment that I got, which is centered around the best job for older nurses who also happen to be new nurses. So here's the question or statement, whatever you want to call it. It's from Glenda Hayes 587, who said, "Good information. I am 59 and will be starting RN program. Can you give comment on what's the best nursing jobs for older but new nurses? Thanks." Now, it's important to note that I have made separate videos before on what I think are the best jobs for new nurses, and also another video on what I think are the best jobs for older nurses. I'll link those videos up top and in the descriptions below, so if you're interested, you can check those out. So, why am I making this particular video? If you watch the videos I just mentioned, you notice that in one video, I talk about jobs that are generally good for new nurses, and in another video, I focus on jobs that are good for older nurses. However, some of the jobs I mention in either videos don't quite work well if you are an older, non-traditional student graduating from nursing school and trying to explore your options. So, as an example, in the video about best jobs for new nurses, med-surg nursing was on that list. There's nothing wrong with med-surg. I actually still think it's a really good starting position for a new nurse. But if you're an older nurse, there's a lot of physically demanding aspects of that job. And then if you look at the best jobs for older nurses video, I included some jobs under the assumption that the viewer watching that has most likely been a nurse for an extended period and is looking to transition to something new. For example, I mentioned legal nurse consulting on that list. However, this may not be ideal because, as far as I know, the ideal nursing candidate for legal nurse consulting is typically someone who has several years of nursing experience. And so with this new list, what I want to do is to put an emphasis on jobs that I think are going to be friendly for both new nurses who also happen to be older, which truthfully really means I'm trying to put an emphasis on jobs that are not very physically demanding or require having an extensive nursing experience. Now, of course, this is not by any means a perfect list. Some of these jobs will still require a certain level of physical demand. Additionally, while you could get these jobs without any experience, having some kind of nursing experience will, of course, make it much easier to be able to get those jobs. Regardless, use this list as a starting point on your job search to see what's available. If nothing else, I'm hoping you will see this list as an inspiration for your first nursing job. The first job on my list is school nursing, and there's a lot to like about this role. Working in an educational setting offers predictability in terms of your hours and who your patients will be. Since your patients are children and adolescents, you will be doing a lot of health promotion. The nature of your patients, who are generally healthier than adults or older adults, will contribute to a ideally less stressful work environment. School nursing in general can be really appealing if you're someone who's seeking an environment that is less stressful, if you will, compared to other nursing positions. The next job on my list is mental health nursing or psychiatric nursing. I was a bit torn about this one, but I believe it can work very well for the right nurse, especially if they are in a supportive facility. This role is ideal for someone who enjoys the mental health aspects of nursing. In a well-controlled environment, you will deal with patients who are generally physically well but have mental health issues. These can range from bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, to severe anxiety and depression. Depending on the mental health facility and the demographic under your care, it may not be as physically demanding as some of my other options. A quick side note, when I say mental health nursing, you're probably getting the image of inpatient care. While that obviously exists, don't forget, if you're exploring this area, that just like any nursing field, there's subspecialties that falls under this. So for example, outpatient mental health and substance abuse. The third job on my list is being a nurse educator. As a nurse educator, you are teaching and training the next generation of nursing students in a very well-controlled environment, the classroom. You can either choose to be an instructor teaching in a classroom, or you could go the route of being a clinical instructor, where you're instructing nursing students who are actually in their clinical rotation. This specialty is perfect for someone who enjoys teaching and can see themselves as a professor. However, there is a caveat. Many nurse educator positions are pushing for higher degrees. While some places may accept a master's degree, more competitive positions or faculty roles often require a doctorate. If you don't have one or don't want to pursue these higher degrees, you might be passed over for someone who actually does. Before I continue, I have 3 quick things I'd like to mention. One, if you're finding this video helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Two, if you're not a nurse but are thinking about becoming one, check out NurseMoneyTalk.com/schools to find nursing programs. Three, if you're just finishing up nursing school and are looking for jobs, take a look at the job board on Nurse Money Talk at nursemoneytalk.com/jobs. With that out of the way, let's keep going. Number 4 is being a freelance nurse writer. As a freelance nurse writer, you write about healthcare topics, including nursing and various other subjects. This job offers a lot of flexibility and independence. For example, if you have an assignment with a 7-day deadline, no one dictates when or how you should complete it. You just need to meet the deadline. This flexibility means you can travel, work another job, or spend time with friends and family in a different state or even another country. If writing and research interests you, this is definitely a role that is worth considering. The next one is looking at becoming a nurse case manager. As a case manager, your role involves coordinating patient care services, organizing follow-up care, and ensuring that patients get what they need, especially when they are about to discharge. This job requires strong organization and communication skills. It typically follows a more traditional work schedule and is not as physically demanding. While you might do some walking, most of the work will involve sitting in an office, typing up reports, and making phone calls. If this interests you, it's definitely worth checking out. However, one caveat to consider is that most case manager positions I've seen seem to require some nursing experience, which means it may not be easy to secure this role as a new nurse, but it's definitely worth exploring. The next option for consideration is being a health coach. Most health coaches either work independently or for a larger organization. As a health coach, you assist individuals in achieving their wellness goals, such as losing weight and getting healthier. This involves coaching clients through lifestyle and behavioral changes with a lot of one-on-one and education-focused meetings. Similar to freelance writing, this role is excellent for someone who wants to work independently as an independent contractor, but is passionate about preventative care and teaching others how to live their best life now. The last one is being an occupational health nurse. In this role, you promote a safe and healthy work environment, emphasizing health promotion and disease prevention. The job typically has traditional work hours and is well suited for someone interested in workplace health and safety. Is there a job that sounds more interesting to you? Is there a job that I had on this list but you don't think I should have? Or is there one that I didn't include but definitely should have? Let me know in the comment sections below.